Welcome back, folks. Today we're changing every single fluid basically on a 2023 Ford F150 Ecoboost. So what do we got here, Rob?
Some ATF.
ATF, ultra low viscosity.
Probably an oil filter here.
Yeah.
Probably some oil.
All your oils.
In here.
Couple more boxes over there.
Rear diff, front diff, transfer case fluid.
Nice.
And some lug nuts.
All right.
There's
Oh yes.
Lug nuts, the stock lug nuts on these side.
All right, so come along with us. We're gonna get all this work done. Fortunately, it took us a little bit of time to get this up on the lift. Kind of had some brain fart moments, but we got to make sure she was all nice and safe. I'm very particular about lifting stuff because I'm an idiot and I don't want to die. This plastic piece is coming off. Unfortunately, it's broken on that side, so we're gonna 86 it. And then we gotta do oil. I'll start with the oil change just because, and we'll kind of go from there, front to back, give or take. Quick, before we start, let's do a little rust inspection. Thing's got 78,000 miles, 2021, and it is in very good shape. It has been undercoated with one of the dealer, like factory undercoat deals, Z-Bart. So, it gets touched up every year. So I guess we'll see how she does compared to other different undercoatings, but so far, for a Northeastern truck, I would say very good. It's used the interstate every single day, commuting, in really good shape. Ford is a pretty good corrosion protection package right from the factory, so these trucks are typically, that's the least of their problems. It's more like cam phasers and other things that are more of a concern. The big old gas tank that freaking should come on F250s. 36 gallons. It's 2 gallons smaller in my truck. I'm not salty about it though, don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, we got our filter, the lug nuts. We got transfer case, transmission, rear end, front end, a bunch of different stuff. You know what you're doing under here there, Bob?
What? No.
Do you know what you're doing?
No, I'm retarded. I sit at a desk now.
You're one of those computer guys.
Bitch at engineers all day. Tell them to get their shit done and then they don't do it and they get mad.
Anyway, first step, changing the oil. Okay, now we are gonna pull the fill plug off the transmission here, and then we're gonna suck out the fluid from there. Now you could drop the whole pan and do the filter and all that. We'll do that next time, but I'm a big fan of just sucking fluid out. To each their own on that, but I like to not mess with these transmissions any more than we kind of have to. They technically say 150,000 mile interval, which I think is a little bit crazy, but this is a nice compromise. So what we're gonna do is get our sucky machine.
Dipstick on it. Look at that.
Yep. Yeah, the 10R140s don't, unfortunately. Okay, let's test this, make sure it's sucking. It sure is. Oh, I wasn't recording, but we put the hose in the hole. Now we're gonna go ahead and start the transfer. Come on, baby. There we go. We should pull out about 5 quarts or so, give or take. Let's see what it winds up being. Got a nice stream. Keep in mind, this ultra low viscosity fluid always looks like death coming out. Your transmission's not necessarily bad. This fluid just gets dark very quickly compared to normal transmission fluid. So don't be alarmed. Okay. So basically you just kind of take the hose and wiggle it around in there until you've got all your fluid. I wound up putting the smaller hose on. That seemed to help. We're right at about 5 liters, which is basically 4.5, 5 quarts. That's about what I would expect to come out of this. The Super Duty will be around 6. These should be around 4 or 5. That's just all you're gonna get out of it, but that's still like 1/3 of the fluid, so that's not bad. So we're gonna write that down and then we'll replace it with that amount of fluid. Always make a note of what came out of the transmission because you will forget. You think you won't forget, but you will forget, so please do that. Okay, we got the fill plug out and we're gonna do the same method for the front diff. While we wait for that front end, we'll start draining the transfer case. These are pretty simple. Just make sure you lift that up first, Rob, before you get it all the way out. You know, so you don't spill it all over yourself.
Probably go right in my mouth.
Probably. There we go. Nice. And you can pull that fill plug too. So you should always pull the fill plug first, technically,
Yeah,
just in case. Not a big deal. Well, also in case you can't get the fill plug out, you don't drain your transfer case. Not a big deal. It should come out, but just in case. We'll also go ahead and pull the fill plug out of the rear end, and then once the sucking machine's ready, we can suck out of the rear end, and we'll fill the transfer case up. Gonna make this efficient. Unfortunately, as great of a tool as this is, it takes a while. So we're gonna go ahead and do the tires. We wanna rotate them, and we're gonna put these new lug nuts on that are nice and not rusty. I did, yeah. I'll open the rest of them. I just wanted to check one first, just to be on the safe side. As you do this, make sure you're keeping track of where your fill level is, just to make sure you're pulling out the amount of fluid you would expect. That way you'll know if you got everything or not. So like this is 2.3 quarts, so I basically need to be at like, 9 and change on here to, liters and quarts are almost the same. So not like 9 and change, somewhere in that vicinity, and then I know I've got everything. Okay, so what we've done is we've fully cleaned out this container, brake cleaner a bunch of times, air sprayed it out, so it's pretty clean. That being said, you can never get it perfect, so what I like to do, first of all, is take some old transmission fluid, so I'm gonna go get some, and kind of rinse it out in transmission fluid, just so that it kind of gets any oily residue off, and then we'll go from there. Literally just slosh some ATF around in there. I'm gonna let that drain out. You can kind of use any ATF, just use something that's sort of compatible, at least with what you're working on, just to kind of help get any solvent out of that container. Honestly, there's so little in there, it's really not a big deal, but I like to be thorough about it. That way if something blows up, you don't ever say to yourself, oh, I wonder if that caused it. What I like to do first is, that was dumb. I like to put the transfer case ATF through it first, because the transfer case needs far less pure fluid than a transmission does. So if you were to theoretically contaminate something, I'd rather contaminate a transfer case and not contaminate a transmission. Obviously, we don't want to contaminate anything, but it's just extra insurance, basically. Got like a nice coating of ATF in there to kind of like protect it, if you will. And we'll put our 2, it takes like 1.5 quarts, we'll just put 2 in it. Here's a lesson, guys. Always check your containers. For whatever reason, either this was an accident by Rock Auto or an accident by, him ordering. This is not the right fluid. This is clutch fluid. So I'm glad I noticed that. So we luckily don't need it. He bought some extra, but always be careful. Yeah. Always check your bottles. So what I'm gonna do first is just push a little bit of fluid just to clear the line. You don't need to do anything crazy, just a little bit, just enough to clear that line out. And then we'll go ahead and start filling. Okay, that's good. Now we got some nice fresh fluid to put in there, so we're not gonna be cross-contaminating anything. And we'll go ahead and fill. And make sure that's under the fill plug. What I like to do is go into extract mode and just kind of suck the line clean so you don't make a mess. As much of a mess, I should say. Okay, so now we're going to put 5 quarts in the transmission. Get this going. We're going to monitor our levels very closely, and then we'll kind of run it and see where we're at. We're going to put engine oil in it first. At about 2 liters or so, we're going to turn it off and see where it settles, because it kind of flows for a little while. We could pull the air release plug, but there's really no need to. So right now we're going to do a little bit more. I'm going to do an initial check with the dipstick. On these, it should be between 5 and 6. God forbid Ford made separate dipsticks for their transmissions. That would be too convenient. Okay. So we are a little bit high, but that's not surprising since we haven't ran the engine yet. We're between 3 and 4. So once we run it and shift through the gears, I'm sure it'll come right down to where we want it to be. You don't have to put the cap on when you run it. It shouldn't come squirting out. We got the engine running. He's going to shift into drive and reverse gingerly. He just cycled it real quick. We'll throw the dipstick in there. See where we're at. Wow, it ate all that fluid on us. All right, well, we might want a little bit more. We're between 6 and 7 if there were a 7. So we definitely probably gonna need to add a little bit of fluid. But let's let it warm up a little bit just to make sure. As long as we're on the dipstick, we can let it warm up. So now we're gonna let it get warmed up a little bit. And we wanna measure it running, and then we'll see where we're at. So we're not quite touching the dipstick when we're running. So I'm gonna put a little bit more in there, and we'll go from there. Or maybe just barely touching it. And then while it warms up, it'll start expanding a little bit. I've found this ultra low viscosity doesn't expand much, but that's just been my experience. There we go, now we're touching the dipstick just barely. Cycle the gears again. Watch that catalytic converter, because she'll burn you. It'll get pretty hot pretty fast. Okay, now we are still on the bottom of the dipstick, but we'll leave it for a minute. So I put a 7th quart in here, but again, this thing doesn't really draw from the very bottom, so it's probably only gonna take, 5.5, 6, which is about what we took out. So I wrote down 5.2, so we're in that range, give or take. So I'm just gonna keep going until I get right to 6. We'll let it get to full temperature, and then we'll see if it's at, 5.5, right between. Okay, so with what I just added, we are right at 5. We're just below 5, so that's a really good spot. Let's let it get to full temperature. We'll measure it one more time. We'll go through the gears again, and if it stays right at 5, I'm just gonna leave it. If it's a little too high, I'll suck a little bit out. So if you can tell, his gauge is right at midway. So now we will go back. We'll check our level one more time. As long as we're still on 5, I'm gonna leave it. If we're a little bit high, I'll pull just a little bit of fluid out. It's kind of hard to judge sometimes. He's been in park for a little while now. Stick that in there. Wow, we are right on 5. That is beautiful. So I'm gonna leave that and call that good. Shut her down, brother. And then all we gotta do is put your dipstick back on your cap. Make sure your cap is clean and whatnot. And we'll put the whole unit in there and we'll be good to go. Relatively easy procedure. It's just tough if you don't have a lift. I mean, unfortunately, they're making cars harder and harder to service. One thing I'll mention, these cooler lines are nice and hot. You can kind of check and see how warm it is just by feeling the lines. If they burn your skin or, give you an ow when you touch them, then you know they're hot. But it's good to have somebody in the cab if you can, and 100% making sure it's dead center. So that's good for the transmission. So if you're gonna do this, buy 7 quarts. You'll probably need them. Maybe you should buy 8 or 9 to be real safe. I know it's expensive, but you don't want to run out. Just tighten that transmission fill cap. Level's good, and we're gonna fill the diffs. Now keep in mind, we weren't turning the tires, so running it with the diffs not full makes no difference. Try not to turn the wheels too much if you're gonna do that. We'll go ahead and fill the diffs and we'll be good to go. That should be everything. Oh, brake fluid too. We're gonna use the squirt bags just because we should be able to fit this no problem. This is 1.8, but we should get the drain pan over here. Not for this one, but for the next one. I think we're gonna go to that one now. Let's see, should be okay first. It's being heavy too. This one's light. Nice. Simple as that, folks. Rob is now doing the rear end, and then we'll be pretty good over here. Yeah. It's always nice being on that. Seconds. See if I can break this for you. Snap! Now we're just putting this
Dude, these fucking things don't even
heat
go
shield back on. You sure you're in the right spot there, bub?
No.
Careful, don't strip it.
Well, they're all fucking going in crooked. I don't know if it's because of the clips. That was a nice game. Oh, yeah, the fucking clips are all fucked up. good.
Yeah, I think they just got like Loctite on them too. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be gentle.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's look at that one.
Oh. Fucking.
Is the nut part of it not even there anymore?
It's still there. It's just all bent.
Huh.
Fuck.
Oh, it's bent up.
Yeah.
Alright. If I can catch it, I can.
Here, go easy.
Yeah.
Try to.
Yeah, don't go too much on this. That should. Yeah, don't kill him. This impact's so freaking powerful.
Oh, yeah.
You'll rip those inserts right out if you're not careful. And the front one, I hung it. Now we're just gonna suck some brake fluid through. Give this thing a little bit of a refresh, nothing too crazy. Perfect. Let me make sure this is working. Perfect. All right. So we'll just kind of let that fluid pull. And we'll come back to it in a minute and go. Make sure your helper, if you have one, is keeping an eye on the brake fluid level. They make a whole little fixture thing you can put up there, but I just have somebody fill it. It's 10 times easier. It's just pulling incredibly slowly, so let's see if we can't speed this up a little bit. Actually, shockingly clean fluid. Never a bad thing. Container already had some debris in it. This is some of the cleanest fluid I've seen come out of a freaking truck. So I didn't go crazy pulling tons of fluid. We just kind of got a decent amount out of the master cylinder or the calipers and stuff. So that'll be good enough. It was taking a little while and I didn't really see a need to keep pulling fluid when it looked this good. So that's actually a good sign. But we got some fresh stuff in there, which never hurts. And we're now getting the tires back on. We're gonna run through a little bit of a checklist just to make sure we remembered everything. So we did brake fluid just now, so I know that that's fine. We did the transmission, which we emptied and filled. The diffs we both refilled. The engine oil we refilled. Had it running, so we better have. The transfer case we refilled with the machine. Yep, okay. See, this is why you gotta think about these things, just in case you forgot something. And yeah, we gotta torque the bolts on the lugs. We should be in good shape. All right, everyone. Rob is over there finishing up torquing the wheels. And that is gonna end it for this one. So thanks for coming along. As always, thanks for watching. God bless America, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.